Jay Reale from bodyboarding.com, and today I'm going to show you how to do something that a lot of people ask me how to do, and that is modify your fins. Very simple process where you can change the blade shape or the blade length for different reasons. Maybe that you want a perfect drop knee fin and you want a really short blade, or maybe your legs aren't that strong and a long stiff blade is really hard on your ankles and knees and joints, so you want a shorter blade to put a little less stress on the joints. Well, this will do it. So things that you need to do this project: a Sharpie, a box cutter works really well to cut the fin, and then I have a sander here. You don't have to sand the fins, but if you want to make them look really nice, that's a good way to do it. So the first thing you have to do is figure out what shape you want the blade to be. In my case, I like to cut a couple of inches off the blade of my Tribe T1 fin to make it really drop knee friendly. And so I've taken one that I already modified, and I'm going to lay it over top of the other fin, and I'm going to trace the outline of the fin on the blade. So I take the Sharpie, I line up the foot pocket so that I make sure the blade length is the same, and I basically just kind of trace along this line here. Now, you don't have to use a fin that you've modified before because you've probably never done it, so you can just kind of measure the length that you want to cut off. And one rule of thumb here is, if you're not sure, just cut a little bit, try the fin in the water. If it's not enough, cut off a little more later. You can always cut off more, but obviously you can't add back to the fin. So as you can see, I've drawn a line across this fin, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take a really sharp blade on this box cutter, and I'm going to start at one end and I'm going to follow that line. And what you want to do is put a nice little slice in the rubber, and you just follow that line. I'm actually going to trace out this little divot in the center of the blade so it looks similar, and then I'm going all the way to the other side. Now I came up a little short of the mark, but again, you can always cut more off, but you can't add if you've cut off too much. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bend the fin right along that cut, and as you can see, it pretty easily just snaps right off of there. So I've just bent it right along the cut, and then I just rip the blade off. Very simple task. And then, as I mentioned, to finish off the task, all you got to do is take a sander. You can use just a piece of sandpaper, or as I have, a random orbital sander. A belt sander works really well on this too. Probably that's the best tool. I don't happen to have one. And you can just kind of round off these edges, and you can actually sort of reshape, do the fine little cuts with the sander, and that will make your fins exactly how you need them to be. Very simple process to modify a pair of fins, and that's it.